The following is rated not safe for work. It contains strong language, adult situations, and lots of spoilers. Discretion is advised.
In the criminal justice system, cinematic-based offenses are considered especially heinous. The dedicated attorneys who investigate these villainous films are members of an elite squad known as the Reels of Justice. These are their stories.
Order, please, order. The Reels of Justice is now in session. Judge Big Ben Haslar presiding. Your eyes for the Honorable Judge Haslar. Be seated. Welcome to the Sweet 300th Reels of Justice Spectacular. Yay! Today we're hearing the case of the People versus Napoleon Dynamite. This is what we use? Oh well. A quirky comedy from the year 2004 featuring the eponymous Napoleon navigating a series of vignettes around his awkward high school life. For those of you unfamiliar with our court proceedings, we are here to determine if this film is guilty of being a bad movie. As always in this courtroom, films are going to be considered excellent until proven awful, and the burden of proof lies upon the prosecution to prove beyond the shadow of reasonable doubt that this film is guilty. Mr. Adam Jehoshaphat Floyd, you are representing the prosecution. You may present your opening statement.
Well, thank you, amazing court and people of to attend the court. I have a 1-0 record of prosecuting. And I am going to violently attack the film Napoleon Dynamite. So, members of the jury, Napoleon Dynamite is not a misunderstood work of genius. It is a feature-length commitment to doing absolutely nothing on purpose. And the director should be imprisoned. And to call it daring is just an insult to art. The film didn't become a cult classic because it was either smart or heartfelt or innovative. It became popular because it arrived at the exact moment when randomness and irony and awkwardness were mistaken for comedy. The prosecution will prove here that Napoleon Dynamite has no story, no character growth, no emotional intelligence, and no earned payoff. And really made my wife upset that we had to watch it together last night. This is not comedy.
Monster.
This is a film written around dialogue first, then stapled all the scenes together. I charged with 4 accounts. Count 1, no plot, just skits in a trench coat. We have count 2, awkward is not a personality trait. Count 3, jokes that aren't jokes. And then finally, count 4, the characteristics add absolutely nothing, including every single character. And as a bonus count, the dance scene is not a miracle, but we will get to that.
Thank you, Mr. Adam Jor-El Floyd. Appearing on behalf of the defense is Mr. Bred for Skills and Magic, Ryan Luis Rodriguez. Please present your opening statement.
When you hear the name Napoleon Dynamite, what first comes to mind? The pseudonym that Elvis Costello used on one of his greatest albums, Blood and Chocolate? Well, this isn't that kind of podcast, so probably not. The first thing that comes to mind is always, oh, that movie. That movie you used to love and respect, but have been worn down by popular culture over the past 22 years. Hell, I saw it before it even truly hit the zeitgeist, and I actually hated it. But have you watched it lately? It's sweet and mannered, wearing its influences on its sleeve, and providing comedy that doesn't come from jokes, it comes from character. When I first took this job, it was simply because I hadn't argued before the court in a while. Not long enough as far as I'd like, but whatever. As I said earlier, I hated it. But at this time, I was charmed. What bothered me before no longer bothered me. The film is a liger. No, it's not literally a lion crossed with a tiger. It's a teen comedy crossed with a Wes Anderson movie. And that uniqueness should be celebrated, as I will prove through 3 succinct arguments. Thank you, case dismissed.
No, not quite yet. Mr. Adam Jethro Floyd, please present your first exhibit.
So, exhibit one is our fraudulent storytelling, right? The whole idea that this is not plot, it's basically just a playlist. So the film pretends to be this narrative while delivering like a sequence of loosely connected bits. And it's basically this sketch comedy in, like I said, in the form of a trench coat, right? This was a time where we're talking early 2000s when YouTube was just getting started. Like there was a form of fake, not funny things that made children laugh, and that's what this movie tried to do. It tried to pull that all together in one long film that doesn't. It's really hard to even call it a film, but there's no central problem. That's my main evidence. There's no singular problem or thing that the characters have to overcome or learn or develop. It's just there's no obstacle driving this film forward. Like Pedro running for president is kind of a thread, but it's just because he was thirsty and looked up and saw a poster. Okay, now he's got to be the president of the school, and there's a hot chick that's involved, and that's like our feud, maybe. Like the film just starts off like with me punching the air. Like, first of all, shut your fucking mouth when you're talking. Okay, like just say the words and close your mouth. Open your eyes, part 2, when you're addressing me, Mr. Napoleon. And in the whole time, it's just like, let me try to put in some awkwardness, right? So that's where the film starts. It's like, let's throw in some awkwardness, and then they're like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. What if we did that again? And we find that we're just watching a film that's trying to convince me that high school is awkward, or this character is, has like these intrinsic things about him that what I'm thinking is, oh, maybe he's gonna become like a stud, maybe he's gonna win something, maybe he's gonna become an athlete, I don't know, win the girl, which arguably doesn't really happen. We'll get to that later in the story. But there's just generally no resolution. As the movie is unfolded, it's just basically more awkward plot skit, awkward plot skit, awkward plot skit to prove to you that the characters have no meaning. And that is my whole problem with this, just fraudulent storytelling, right? Like it's just a chain of cause and effect, and there's no like, oh, so what? It's just okay, and then. There's no ending. There's no true ending. Yes, I know the film ends, the worst hour 20 minutes I've ever seen. It does end, but there's no true ending. There's no like beautiful holistic thing. The best they had was having him ride in on a horse 40 minutes late to a wedding ceremony that meant nothing. So I would say that the big problem here is, who is this movie for? Who are we building this film for? Like a lot of the dialogue I found was like a 8-year-old came up with it, and then like a 7-year-old like validated it. That was my problem watching the film.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, is this sort of like a Seinfeld movie about nothing?
Well, I want to address a couple of the things that Mr. Floyd brought up in his arguments. One is that the film does not have character arcs, and that is supposedly a weakness. Have you seen the motion picture Ghostbusters? Not a single character in that movie learns a goddamn thing over 2 hours, nor do they change. And also,
they might not start a business.
Do you like the movie Inside Llewyn Davis?
I am not familiar with that film.
It is a Coen Brothers film. It's one of the best films of the 21st century. Literally a succession of skits that was only tied together at the last minute when they realized, oh, we don't have a narrative here, so let's just have this lost cat that he keeps looking for throughout the movie. And that's all they did, and that thing was nominated for Best Picture. So I don't think that a movie necessarily has to have a character arc. I don't think that it necessarily has to have an ending. I don't think it needs to belong into one category. I think that the film is such a wide spectrum that if you want your movie to be like another movie and have something similar to that, then go watch that movie. Nobody made you watch Napoleon Dynamite. You picked it. I had to fucking watch it, so you had to watch it.
The justice system made us watch it, but his wife, though, we didn't order her to watch it, so that one's on him.
People demanded it.
Mr. Adam Jonah Ray Floyd, do you have another exhibit?
Yeah, so I think my next exhibit is just the props here, like the whole well actually let's talk about the dialogue, right? The dialogue is just guys speaking in 0.79 sentences. Like there's not even a full sentence exclaimed throughout this film. It's just two guys sitting next to each other with their dumbass mouths open. Oh, well, something about tater tots. Hey, give me your tots. Dude, no one wants the tater tots, right? Like what would that was like? Let me come up with a good idea. What's something Awkward. Yeah, let's go with let's have him ask for the toss and put him in his zipper pocket. Oh, do we have a trapper keeper nearby too, by the way? Like I just felt like there was just nothing of substance that made me feel like, oh, okay, that was a funny quote. That was a clever thing. Right? Like we start with just this like another iconic quote, right? Somehow, Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. What did Tina do? She did in fact not eat no dinner. So what that was, you wrote that was director, writer, whoever it was, wrote the dialogue there. Like they had the quote, they're like, oh, this is gonna cook. Let's put this in the film. And then they're like, okay, well, how is it gonna pan out? Well, let's get a fucking llama. Yeah, what are those called? Alpaca? One of those
Alpaca.
Yeah.
Alpaca. And let's make you feed it because that's a good line. And why is Tina fat lard? I mean, now if Tina devours the food, the dinner, justified writing. Tina didn't even want no dinner. And that was one of the things that like 9-year-olds were just like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest quote of all time. And I remember Cam Lacey, I'm just outing my best friend from elementary school. Be like, dude, is this not the funniest film? I'm just sitting there. Like, I think like, I'm like that meme where there's like the guy with his brain and he's sitting on top of his brain and he's smoking a pipe. I'm like 9, 7, whatever years old. I'm like, this is just not funny. And the worst part was Cam Lacey's dad thought it was funny. You're a grown ass man. This is not a funny film. And ever since then, I've just been so angry because I just, there's just nothing. It is providing nothing for me. It's just a strand of two characters trying to be awkward. Like we got that joke. We got it from the beginning. And there's just nothing propelling the film forward. So sure, not all films have to be, James Cameron or, Peter Jackson and have this great grandiose thing. But when we're looking at like Pedro's personality, oh, a copy paste of Napoleon, or Deb, oh, a copy paste of Napoleon, or Kit, oh, a copy paste of Napoleon. It's like, you're right, what you know. First of all.
Mr. Rodriguez, jokes are always funnier when you explain them, so explain these jokes.
Well, I won't, because the exact opposite is true, Your Honor. And have you guys heard of the term hyperbole? Because it's coming up a lot in this case. It's kind of worrying to me. Comedy is the most subjective fucking thing in the world. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single joke that you should have gotten or every single line that you should have found funny, because a lot of the lines aren't necessarily funny. It's the way that they're delivered. And it's the way that there's kind of an atmosphere to the film where it feels like it's taking place in an alternate universe. Like if David Lynch did not make The Elephant Man and went and did Heathers instead, that feels like just this weird otherworldly sense of another time and another place that I think permeates the film. And again, comedy is so subjective. So if you didn't laugh, sorry, I didn't make the movie. I'm not the person to blame. I'm just here defending it. That's all I got to say.
All right, Mr. Adam Julius Floyd, back to you.
Yeah, so, I mean, I see what you're saying, right? But I guess my problem is, like, once you get one of the jokes, you've got all of them, right? Because they just continue to copy and paste, right? Like, so my problem was, like, a good joke, a good comedy, or even a story, you need good timing, you need context, and you need payoff. And this movie just reverts to one mentality. It's like, LOL, this is so random. And then they call it comedy, right? Like, quotable things does not make anything funny, right? Repetition doesn't make something comedic. It makes it recognizable for sure. And that's my argument as to why this film is even in the know, because it's very recognizable, because they just continue to rephrase the same exact things. And at a time when like catchphrase culture is huge, like like nowadays, like films, let's be honest, are just like not as, prominent. I mean, money wise, they might be, but prominent wise, like back in like the early 2000s, like that was the thing you did. And then you went to the school and you talked about it. You went to work and you talked about the newest film, right? Like, so these were things that the directors, the writers were kind of leaning on. They were leaning on this like poor writing of quotability. And over time, I genuinely think that just melted our brains into thinking that it was a good film, right? Like again, I talked about the pocket tots and like, I hated that so much, right? The bike jump fail, like, we knew, like, you saw him, hey, can I try that? Oh, yeah. What is he going to get? A wicked big amount of air? No, the thing's going to fall apart. Like, oh, I hurt my scrotum. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just like they're punching me in the the stomach. Every time I see a dumb thing, which was 99% of it, I just feel like I'm getting punched in the stomach. Like the guy's like at the beginning, you know, let's show how Kip's awkward. Oh yeah, I'm talking to this girl, I'm talking to hot babes, and I'm trying to learn about
That's a good impression.
taekwondo. Then they go to the gym with like that guy who was maybe a redeeming quality until he's like, oh yeah, I'm Mr. Macho Guy. Yeah, watch this. And like he just hits him with like 2 to 3 sets of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like a little slap here, a little slap there. Like, what is it? Where are the brains on these characters? Like, how do you not recognize that that's not impressive?
If you get Diedrich Bader, you got to use him. Come on.
Where's Uncle Rico in like not recognizing that he can't throw a football, right? Like, is that like that's the comedic delivery? Is he like throws it like with this over the side? Like, you know, like a good quote. I'll give you one good quote from this film. I bet you, what does he say? Let's make a bet that I can throw this football over the mountain or something. And then he talks about how if he was put in the fourth quarter, that he'd be a state champion or something. Like I thought that would start to like unwrap something about that character, but no, it was just like, hey, again, let's come up with a good line. And when you just write a film to have quotable lines, sure, you might nail one every now and then. But my whole problem here is just like the movie is just. It's not even writing jokes. It's just writing souvenirs for you to keep and talk about with your friends. You know, it's like it's a comedy built for T-shirts, right? Vote for Pedro. Yeah, that sold so much at Hampton Beach in New Hampshire. So yeah, that's kind of my big piece here is that it's like a false comedy with prop-based humor, and that would be my count 3 there.
Mr. Rodriguez, I think you kind of addressed that already. Did you want to tack on some more?
No, I think there's some points there that need to be recognized, absolutely. But I think I'll stick with what I had to say before.
Okay, great. Mr. Adam Jafar Floyd, point number 4.
So another piece here is why am I Jafar Floyd?
He's been giving.
Is the bit just catching up to you?
I rolled with this bit, but this was not planned.
He's very good at it. Okay, so
don't tell him that.
For the characters that add nothing, right? Like I could go on forever about how like Uncle Rico is just he's like, you know, I'm in the military here, and that's not a flex. This is just to show the problems with our military is we have a lot of soldiers who have quote problems, and in reality, those problems are 4-foot walls. Right, like that is an obstacle, right? It's something you got to get over, but like just a bare minimum amount of effort, and you're good. You're over it, right? This film is just 1-foot walls, right? They're like, let's throw in Uncle Rico that adds nothing to the plot, and you know, it's just flexing on his nephew or whatever, like in the middle of him drinking a milkshake. Like they're looking again for that quotable piece or that memorable piece of just nothing. I felt like Kip's girlfriend, another character, LaFonda, just exists for one reason, something that they've been telling us for the entire film to show that Kip can be awkward. Okay, yep, got it, Roger. The breakup plan was a little bit ridiculous out of nowhere. Like that's another thing. They're like, oh, let's have Uncle Rico be like this bad guy now. Hey, you want big titties? Napoleon wants you to have them. Oh my God, he does. I'm done with you. And then, which like. She was like upset that there was some good character could be character development. They went the wrong way here, right? So she calls him up on like in the middle of nowhere and has his phone number. He calls, hey, what's up, Deb? You want me to change my body? You should eat the pills yourself. Oh gosh, so stupid. And then what does she do? She changes into a beautiful, regular ass looking person. Right, like they introduce her with a ponytail on the side of her head. Who? Like, I feel like I've met a lot of awkward people in my life, and none of those awkward people are like, oh, you know what I should do right now? Ponytail on the side of the head. That's gonna crush. That's gonna pull.
Don't get any ideas, Mr. Schlender.
and so like they had the opportunity here to like make like a statement, maybe like an emotional statement, talk about social anxiety, something to make me feel good at the end. Like maybe it was the whole time it was just an ass pull, right? They're making me mad, like they're not trying to do something, but at the very end they could have proved something. And she starts to get to it. She's like, hey, I'm not going to change my body or whatever. And what does she do? She changes herself into a normal looking person, right? Like the exact opposite. Like I was expecting to have like 9 ponytails, you know, after that. Like I'm going to really embrace myself. You know, so that was kind of my issue with that, you know, like the characters literally add nothing. I know we talked about that in my intro here, but you know, it's just I don't know. I just really felt like they were just trying to ass pull me the entire way, and there's just no payoff.
All right. And would you like to rest on that point?
I would like to rest on that point.
Very well. Mr. Adam Jebediah Floyd has rested. Mr. Rodriguez, the floor is yours.
When it comes to this movie, I came up with a term that was once delivered with a sneer, but is now absolutely sincere. Baby's first Wes Anderson. Director Jared Hess clearly studied Rushmore and the Royal Tenenbaums before mounting this project. Like Anderson, he loves his symmetrical design, the action always occurring in the dead center of the frame, even going further than Anderson by largely restricting camera movement, whereas Anderson loves his dolly shots. But at the same time, I don't think he was making a Wes Anderson movie. He just borrowed the aesthetic for a character piece that was important to him. He wrote this script with his wife, Jerusha. Just in case you couldn't tell that they were Mormon, it's a woman named Jerusha. Both performances, but both directors have a similar affection for Maynard performances, but Hess amps up the quirkiness and idiosyncrasy, which I'll cover in my next argument. Both have created universes that exist only through the glow of a projector and won't be confused for one another. Anderson characters dress like living New Yorker cartoons. Napoleon's wardrobe looks like it's courtesy of Lisa Frank.
Do you like Wes Anderson over there on the prosecution?
I think he's known for some colorful films, right? I went and saw Grand Budapest Hotel once, and sue me, I didn't like that movie either. You know, I think he's known
in court. That's kind of the point, isn't it?
I think another see, it makes a lot of sense that Wes Anderson films were kind of maybe not borrowed, but inspired, right? Like I can absolutely see some similarities in terms of like the coloring and the shot decisions and the zooms and some of like the wide angle shots. But I think he nailed it. I think all of those films are. I think most Wes Anderson films are one of those things that's just a cult following, right? Like an unjust cult following, right? Like we have like just movies that are kind of nothingness. I mean, I'll at least give Wes like some better writing skills there, but people like to have a thing, right? I think we all know that. Like we look online right now, and like nowadays you can find someone who's got like a TikTok, and it's like, oh, this is what it's like having a TikTok when one of your nails is fucking upside down. It's really stressful. It's a really hard life, right? Like people love having a thing, like a thing that they can identify, right? Like there was a point in time when people were posting videos of them listening to music and be like, oh, I'm so autistic. This is making me shake. This music's making me shake, right? Like, so people like that. And I think people like being Wes Anderson film people. I think people like being Napoleon Dynamite fangirls, right? Like,
I like Dynamite.
it's a want, it's a desire to be a part of something. It's like, oh yeah, you wouldn't understand. Like, this is genius. You wouldn't get it. You're just a commoner.
So pedestrian. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, any further exhibits?
I have two more. The first is it's something that always draws me into a movie is a character that acts unusually compared to the rest of the cast. Study their mannerisms and ask the question, is Napoleon on the spectrum? He has difficulty looking people in the eye. He has difficulty in conventional schooling. He seems to only have one friend, Pedro, whom he is known for since the first 10 minutes of the movie. At the very least, he's manic depressive. And he's constantly lying to make people think that his life is exciting and noteworthy. All of these things could also explain me, and I appreciate that the interpretation is there if you're looking for it, and if not, you're just enjoying the antics of a character you've never really seen in a movie before, much less in the lead role. Jared Hess treats Napoleon with affection. Whatever he may be, there's love there. And just about every character in this film is quirky and idiosyncratic, and it's incredibly endearing. Deb, with the aforementioned ponytail on the side of her head, like something out of the Sunday Funnies page, delightful. Pedro with his hairpiece to gain the respect of his peers, always funny, but I'm not laughing at him. Even the most supposedly one-note characters like Kip have multiple dimensions that come into place when he finally meets LaFonda. He is sensitive and loving and more complete. The humor is very safe, likely due to the fact that it was made by Mormons, and it's very gentle, which leads me to believe that if Napoleon Dynamite was made in 2026, it would bypass a theatrical release and be sent directly to Hulu. Hey, if it can happen to The Predator, It can happen to Napoleon. Not to be confused with the one on Apple TV, which is also good because it's the director's cut. I'm rambling. Somebody please stop me.
I was thinking about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or something like that.
Yeah, you were.
Probably a different show. Mr. Adam Javert Floyd, a rebuttal on your side?
Man, yeah, like, yes, there's a little bit of depth to Kip, but it's just all annoying and not. I keep trying to say not funny, but that's the thing. I went into this film thinking it was supposed to be comedic, right? Like that. So take away the comedic piece, right? Like, okay, he's not funny, but we get it. He's awkward, but he's got some layers to him. He knows what love is, right? Like, but like, what is the film? What am I getting out of that, right? Like, and I know that's like a very like tongue in cheek type thing. Like, I'm not expecting to, but like, what did my Hulu subscription get when I watched that film today? Like, I'm not happier. I've not learned anything about myself or about the world, right? Like, their whole problem is like, yeah, like they represented some awkward people, but like in this world, literally every character is awkward. What is the definition of awkward? We could look it up. I think it's like something that's saying that like you're a little bit obtuse and out of the ordinary. But when that is the ordinary, right? Like we should have zeroed in on like one of the bullies, honestly. Like, oh, that's a fucking unique character over there. What's he got going on? Like, I'm curious about that guy. That was my problem. Like, and then like they wanted to make Kip like have like his little rapper side, and then oh gosh, don't get me started at the ending, where he starts rapping. Like, it's just like, stop doing this to me. I'm not having fun. I want to have fun watching my movies.
Do you have fun watching movies? Like, are there movies that you have fun with?
Oh yeah, there are. I have some good movies out
Just
there.
Just checking, because that's long. That ship has long since sailed for most of us here in this court.
I know. I imagine. Damn.
Mr. Rodriguez, your last exhibit, please.
My last exhibit. Think about these movies for a second. Austin Powers, Zoolander, Borat. Imagine you saw them when they first came out in the theaters and it felt like something new was happening. Like comedy was making some kind of shift and you just had to get on the cultural train. Now look at Austin Powers, Zoolander, and Borat today. Movies that through overexposure, sequels of diminishing returns, and catchphrases that have been done to death, I call it the Schwarzenegger syndrome, where, when a movie comes out, quoting it makes you hip. Do it now and you're a fucking dork. We need to look at this film in a vacuum, completely divorced from popular culture. And if you're already unfamiliar, stay that way. Napoleon Dynamite was a cult classic that was unfortunately released just as YouTube was becoming a thing and meme culture was beginning to evolve. Suddenly, they're selling Vote for Pedro shirts at Hot Topic and shit. But if you hate it or you're just sick of it, that's fine. Don't hold that against the movie. And on that note, I rest.
Are you telling people to just stop having fun over there, Mr. Floyd?
No, I'm encouraging the world to have fun. That's the thing. But like, we have to recognize what fun is, right? That's the problem. You know, I think in a world that is due for some fun, we are stretching, we're grasping out at straws here to call this fun. That's my problem. We recognize fun where fun's fun. We don't recognize fake fun.
Adam Joy Killer Floyd.
You can have fun, but it's got to be the right kind of fun.
Only the correct kind of fun will be had today.
Mandatory fun. All sides have rested their cases. The attorneys will now present their closing arguments. Mr. Adam Jean-Luc Floyd, you may begin.
Members of the jury, Napoleon Dynamite wants to be pulp culture, but pulp culture is earned, right? It's messy, it's bold, it's specific, it has feelings, it's alive. This movie literally has zero of those things. It's a pose. It's very posturing, right? Like they put in the curated awkwardness, you know, designed to reveal that, you know, things are awkward and kitschy and unique here, and it's funny. Oh, here, this dancing thing, right? Like that's the film's magic trick, right at the very end. The defense wants you to believe that this something like this is like redeemable because it has like this elevating piece where like you don't have to get the joke, you don't have to understand it, but at the end of the day, it's something that is appreciated, but one good argument, we'll put a pin in that. One good argument I'll give you is like the whole vote for Pedro stuff in TV and shirts and memes. I think it's a good argument. Like I am definitely angry at the world for that, but I think it's fair to not. I think it's fair to not point the finger at the directors for that, because they couldn't put that. But what I think is the problem here is we still got to identify the wrongdoing, right? Like we got to identify when fun's not fun. And so, for example, we'll go back to I'll close with this final dance here. So it resolves nothing. There's no character redemption. There's no completed arc. It's just the audience here applauds at the very end of this dance that, of course, you guessed it, the music would stop and he'd continue dancing. Oh, this is awkward and goofy. And then he gets these standing ovation. Right. There was a time when we gave standing ovations to the president after 9/11. We're gonna give standing ovations to Napoleon for doing some, albeit it was a hard dance. He did well, but that's what. Also, get Pedro's ass back on the fucking stage. Right. This is your skit, Pedro. Like, I don't want no payoff from Napoleon, and it's just because he's the main character that you're gonna win this presidency. But let me close up here. So my problem here is that there is a problem with pulp culture, and that there's this desire to have like a club membership, and this film misses all of those marks. It really does. And at the very end of the film here, you have Napoleon riding in on a stallion. Oh, so clever, so majestic. And you know who rolls their eyes? You know who rolls their eyes? Grandma rolls her eyes, just like Adam was. Just like Adam, Justicar Floyd was rolling his eyes.
Stop taking my names. Ryan took one too. I'd only have so many.
So yeah, at the very end here, there's an awkward wedding here. It makes no sense, and they of course choose the worst officiant here. And do you take your lovely wedded wife forever and love her forever? Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I do hate this film. I hate this film.
How does he do that? Is he bleeping himself? Yeah. We don't do that here.
But before I give my closing, can I ask Adam a question?
Absolutely.
I'll allow it.
Very unusual.
Did you know that end scene that you've quoted many, many times is not part of the original film? That the wedding scene was shot after the movie came out.
Oh, so
you're holding all of this against a movie, which
it
you're
is.
Basically
it
watching
is the theatrical version
scene
that we are putting on trial here.
You're talking about deleted scene here, basically.
Well, man, let me tell you, that's okay. That's their one redeeming quality. They deleted that scene. Holy shit!
Well, thanks for giving them that. Mr. Rodriguez, you may present your
time out, though. The version I saw had the horse ending. Is that not the version we're supposed to watch?
Yes, it's now part of the movie, but it was not originally part of the movie.
Was it, Ryan, was it reintegrated into the movie in like the original DVD release?
Yes.
Oh, then it counts as part
of well, that might count then.
That's the one everyone watched over and over in parties. That's part of the movie.
I'm sure the jury will all be at one mind of it. Mr. Rodriguez, please present your closing argument.
Why would you think that?
Napoleon Dynamite was a cultural phenomenon with a significant footprint. It is a film of mannered performances and endearing characters, every detail chosen deliberately, and again, because it was made by Mormons, it's gentle and inoffensive, enough that you could watch it with your kids without worrying if something damaging is going to happen. If you're sick of it, stay off the fucking internet. No bleeps necessary here. Cleanse your mind, free your spirit. Just enjoy a goddamn movie. Don't be so cynical.
I wanted to.
Embrace idiosyncrasy. And you know that if I'm saying that, you can take it to the bank. The Bank of Wonders or whatever, like Aladdin, except that was a cave. Somebody stop me from talking. I'm rambling again.
I'll slap him.
All right, I will stop you. Thank you all, members of the jury, Mr. Maynard Bangs, Mr. Big Ben Haslar, Mr. Dylan J. Schlender. You have all heard the facts concerning this case. It is now up to you to determine if this film is guilty of being a bad movie. The bailiff will escort you to the deliberation room to render your verdict. Right this way? I went to school with a Nikolai Dynamite. I wonder if they're related.
That's weak, bailiff. And also, how come I didn't get a funny J nickname? What the hell?
Because you don't have it at all. Like it's canon that your nickname is literally J, or your middle name is literally J.
It might be. Okay.
Interesting case, guys. So this is a very divisive film. I think I remember you either love this movie or you hate it, and let's see where we land on it.
Oh,
So,
well, just quick poll. Like when you originally saw it, not including this rewatch or the case, where did you land? I hated it.
Can I add something?
No, you're
Absolutely.
out of the room.
You're
Man,
outside.
we're on the trail already. That's illegal.
Did you not hear us close the door?
I just want to talk to my friends at this. I'm not
You know
even
what is
arguing for
funny?
the.
We actually told him, it's like, oh yeah, you won't get in trouble at this point. So then he tries to tell the jury, shut up, you know. That you will get in trouble for. I'm sorry.
No, not
Okay.
real trouble. What do you want to ask?
Yeah, what is it? What is
No,
it?
I was just gonna say, I had such a fear that I would enjoy it watching it this time. I was really.
This is not the time. You save that when we're out in the rain, maybe.
Okay.
Now's not the time. Me, myself, the first time I saw it, I also hated it. The first time I saw it. Schlenzo?
I didn't hate it, but I didn't get it. Because when this came out, all the normies were all over it. Like, everyone loved it. It's like, oh, this is hilarious, the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched it. It's like I didn't see what other people saw in it, for sure.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people who see some of themselves in these characters, and it's like, no, there's none of them. You're not in. This is not you.
Well, not
you're not
just
like
that, but I think they recognize the life. They recognize the trapper keepers. They recognize like the living rooms. They recognize like so many things about it. So it feels authentic to their life. At least that was the case for me. I grew up in a rural valley that had sand dunes and Mormons and everything like that. So like it just, everybody loved that movie because it's like, this is my life.
I did have that trapper keeper, but I had that when I was like in elementary school, not in high school.
I didn't have the cool trapper keeper. I'm sorry.
No, I had that exact one.
All right, Ben. So what else? What are your other feelings?
Boy, yeah, no, it was the crowd around this that really made me hate it more than the movie itself. So it's like really hard to divorce myself of that because there was a time where everyone would just like say like, whatever I feel like, gosh, you know, like in every conversation, it just got on my nerves really, really fast. I didn't know I hated Wes Anderson at the time. I hate him now. I won't hold that against the movie because,
He ever spoken well of you?
yeah, I don't, I mean, he's okay, but he's just not my style. He's just so boring and pastel and dry, and it's just not my thing. I need a dark, I need a point. But again, I don't want to hold that against it because if you are imitating Wes Anderson as a positive, which a lot of people would consider it to be a positive, he does do that well. I mean, that's just something I don't like about it. I do think there was a good back and forth on the prosecution and defense. I think most of everything that was brought up on the prosecution side was rebutted. If you like that sort of thing, if you're okay with like constant awkward humor or that everybody's awkward, I can see some people appreciating that. So like in a court of law, though, it should be more than your opinion.
I would say Ryan did a good job of responding to Adam's points, but he didn't necessarily rebut everything because when Adam redirected the point about the jokes all being the same joke, right? So it's not about it not being funny or not getting it per se, but when he came back with, well, if you got it the first time, you're going to get it the next 100.
You're going to get it every single time, though. Like
Exactly.
If you like that kind of humor, then it's all about that.
But even if you like it, though, it's still just the one note through the whole movie, and we very rarely give one note movies a pass. Though I did like
but it's like that character. Like I feel like Napoleon Dynamite kind of like inspired Dwight Schrute with like the nunchucks and the magical creatures and stuff. But like Dwight is a little authoritarian, which kind of evens it out a little bit better than like just pure awkward.
I don't want to bring in too much other stuff here. We got plenty in the case to discuss, but I would say Ryan made a good point bringing up Ghostbusters, and I think he did that because he knows it's my favorite movie. So I'm not necessarily. So I don't necessarily mind that there's not character growth per se. I think Adam pointed out missed opportunities for growth that would have worked naturally in the movie, but I
think it was their intention not to do that. I think
but it's a missed opportunity they didn't take, you know. And if you want to hold that against it, I think the movie would have been stronger for it. I mean, the funniest thing that could have happened in this movie is if Napoleon, since he was in that like sign language club, if he's like, oh, I've got to do this skit, and like he had to go out and perform with the opponent because he's in the club, that would have been hilarious. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, it's very one note, and it's very circular. That's the problem. We're not really going anywhere. We are just kind of watching them do things, and it does really raise the question, kind of like, what are we doing here? What's the point? What are we supposed to take away from this? Because hack that he is, even Roger Ebert said he found Napoleon to be very unlikable. I'm not sure we're supposed to like Napoleon, to be fair. So I don't know. I'm very torn on this one, because we had two very, very strong cases, and it's really just going to come down to how do we feel.
Like, all the arguments on either side are subjective arguments, which is, I feel like, a bit more than other cases we've seen in this court. It's like, if you don't like it, it's because you didn't find it funny. It's not because nobody can find it funny, which makes it hard to rule on it, because I don't want to vote it bad because I don't like this sort of thing.
I think
it's a great way to vote
for debate of whether some other people have found this funny. Several people find this funny, right? This film is popular enough that we know there's an audience for its humor. It's definitely
an audience I don't trust, though. They don't have good taste.
I mean, maybe, but I'm just saying, as long as that doesn't, pass through the plot or.
But it's not just it's just not the humor. It is the plot. Like, do you like plots that don't have resolutions or something like that? Well, that's a subjective thing.
Right. It is. It's a bit of a wiggly worm to hold down. One of the good points I thought on the prosecution's point is how Deb changes at the end. Right? She stands up for herself and says she's not going to change at one point. But then later at the end of the film, she does end up changing herself a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
she might be the only one.
Right, kind of going back on its potential moral. I see that as a pretty damaging feature of the film if it's going to go back on its own moral. But there
were a lot of missed opportunities to do something better than what we saw in the movie. That would have worked with what the movie was already giving us too. It's not like you have to rewrite everything.
Right. Yeah. The characters are tough because, I mean, Napoleon comes off as very incompetent, but we see throughout the action of the film that he's actually extremely competent, right? I mean, he can learn all those dance moves. He can train a horse. These are not things that idiots can do. You have to be able to learn. So he's very specialized in at least at what he's good at. And sometimes that's just not social interaction.
You do have to wonder, like, why. So it kind of does get back to that why question, though. Like, what's the point? Like, why did he buy a dance tape? Right? Like, why is he judging cow udders? Or that might have been Pedro judging the cow udders, but he's judging them. It's like, is the lack of context supposed to be the point? I mean, we know he got the dance tape that way he could dance at the end and have it be believable, but it's like
he didn't know he would need to dance at the end, not at that point. So when he got the tape, it was simply to learn new skills.
No. That's why I'm saying that's the meta reason for why it happened.
Well, Napoleon seems to value gathering skills. I mean, he's constantly talking about these skills that he has, and maybe he has more of them than we think he does. He doesn't show us many, but he shows us several that he is able to execute very well.
Do you think he actually shot the Wolverines?
Maybe.
Could be.
He's not nearly the liar that we think he is, because he does some pretty implausible things that we see happen. So, I agree. When this movie first came out, I didn't like it, and I do think it was the hype around it. I just remember it didn't make me laugh at all. And sometimes maybe it's a case of you just got to be in the right mood. This time, it did not really make me laugh either.
Me neither.
But the thing I did like is what Ryan brought up in the defense is that it's very gentle-mannered. It's not very crude. It could be family-friendly without being like too sugary, too sweet,
Schmaltzy.
Saccharine, as Ryan might say.
Saccharine, yeah. Without being that. So, for my part, let's have you guys lock in, actually. I'm not going to lock in because I'm the four-person, so I get to lock in last. Let's have Big Ben lock in.
I hate this movie. I hate this movie. Right. But weirdly enough, I found myself defending it here in this deliberation more than I was saying bad things about it. And I think Ryan gave me enough to sort of to work with. So I'm going to go not guilty, surprisingly, although I hate this movie. I hate it.
Well, you can hate a movie without thinking it's bad, right? Like they're not mutually exclusive.
It's like you and Schindler's List, man.
Schindler's Lifts. It was about the elevator.
Right.
Schlenzo, what do you got?
Well, look,
You've been the
I
one
also-
defending this movie for weeks and weeks verbally, as far as I know.
No. I went into it. I wanted to give it a fair shake because I had not seen it since it was contemporary, and obviously the culture around it was devastatingly annoying. But, watching it with the critical eye, Adam was saying a lot of the stuff I was thinking. And I thought Ryan did have some good responses to those points, but I don't think he fully rebutted them. And I think we're going to find this one guilty today.
All right. For me, I thought both points did have they both had good points. For me, I'm not sure the burden of proof was met. There's not a linear story here, but these characters go through events, and maybe they're not 180 change, but they grow. It's maybe not tremendously grow, but Napoleon's different at the end. He obviously makes some more friends, and socializes a bit more. So I think there is some change. As far as humor, I think that's subjective. There's definitely people who laugh at this, and then they annoyingly quote it, but that's not on trial. But just
Maybe
the movie
It should be.
maybe it should be, but I think that's out of our
court
jurisdiction.
of cultural decisions here.
I think
If a movie can wound the culture this much, it's like if someone accidentally invented a disease that killed a bunch of
Well,
people.
then The Matrix is guilty.
Like, whoops.
For bullet time.
Don't
then
get me started.
as far as performance, I think John Hedder's performance here is pretty good. Like he doesn't sound like this. If you've seen him in other interviews and other things.
Yeah, Blades of whatever that Will Ferrell
Right,
one.
like, yeah.
Blades
So
of Glory,
there's an
yes.
actual there's acting going on here. Maybe an obnoxious character, but this is
This
not.
is the most tepid defense I've ever heard. It's like, well, there is acting in a movie. Oh,
They
wow.
do emote. They go through events.
Every movie's going to be not guilty now. Well done.
I thought and
Crack
good
the
acting. You think performance doesn't go into it at all? We didn't hear much about it, unfortunately. But I generally believed the character, and
so if you want to talk about performance, that goes back to the dialogue and the forced awkwardness point that the prosecution brought up, which do not land, and it is very annoying hearing them talk and use the same affectation and mannerism and making the same joke over and over again. So if you do want to go for performance, that just emboldens my guilty vote.
I would say not. I think the performance is good. From my perspective, I think that this person is able to render this individual into live action performance believably. I think they bring them to life, which is part of what makes you annoy. Like, to me, I watch the movie, I want to crawl under the couch, embarrassed. In order to be embarrassed of this character, they have to be kind of believably performing. I'm not embarrassed by their performance. I'm embarrassed by the things that are happening in their fictional world.
And you can get out from underneath that table now, by the way.
No, it's comfortable down there. So I don't love this movie. I don't know if I
outside.
hate it like Ben. I just I don't really like,
Yeah, I
especially
don't
the
even
reaction
hate it as
to
much
it.
as Ben. My goodness.
But I don't think it trips and falls over itself. It's definitely humble. I think it's going for a very idiosyncratic kind of thing, as Ryan had mentioned. It's very stylized. It's going for something, and I think it's proven its success. So I can't say it's a bad movie. I don't love it, but I don't think it's a bad movie. So I'm going to go not guilty.
You Quisling.
But we should get out there and tell that very handsome judge.
Good
I
idea.
think he is. He's very
He's
handsome.
got places to be.
Mr. Foreman, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. In the case of The People versus Napoleon Dynamite, we find the defendant not guilty of being a bad movie. Guilty of being annoying. Can we do that?
Maybe.
Well, let's correct this.
The verdict is so rendered. Napoleon Dynamite may continue with the planned Lega sequel. Don't blame me. I voted for Pedro. And Ryan, who sentenced me in Iron Man 3, is sentenced to no longer be able to use the phrase "case dismissed." Court is adjourned.
He's not going to recognize that.
Well, then I could talk about that. Then I could talk about the twist in Iron Man 3.
You know what, man? You know what, man? Bleep that bleep. All right?
All right. Welcome outside the Wheels of Justice. This is Adolf Kaboom, reporting for the Gobblegoo Gazette. Adam J. Floyd, would you care to share your thoughts on the show's verdict?
Yeah, I think I'll bend the knee here. I'll take the L here. Everyone in this room totally knows, like, I was right with their hearts. But in the court of law, like I agree, I didn't like. I'm like if you see a guy kill a guy, like there might be some video evidence, but if you have a really really bad prosecution, like that guy can get off, right? But we all know it, right? You know, talking OJ. But like so I'm you know what I think I need to do some self-reflection. Probably could have my notes. I was so angry watching that film that like I just started taking notes, and like my first note here, like I was already falling behind on the film. I wrote olives on nachos, I hate you. That was my first note, and that was
oh god, I'm glad you didn't say that. I would have voted against you.
Yeah, Schlender loves olives on everything.
It's not like they're green olives. My god.
I feel like green olives would have been better. No, I don't like olives.
No.
Now, but you know, I think Dylan, I like what you were saying. Like, I think I could have articulated that better too. It's just the idea that, yeah, you could put any of those characters in any other of the roles, and they would have done the job. So, like, that's how I kind of look at if a film's like really good. And I probably should have mentioned that. Like, if I put, you know, let's see, let's look for like a good, you know, if I put anyone, I mean, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. If I put anyone else outside of Gandalf or Ian McKellen in Gandalf, like it doesn't hit as hard as it would, right?
Richard
like
Harris?
You could, what?
Richard Harris, like Dumbledore.
No, I think, I mean, he's good, but I don't think it works. You know what I mean? Like, whereas, you know, if you put Kip to play Napoleon and you switch those, like the film works.
Yeah,
if
you
put,
wouldn't know.
You know, so I think there was something there that I probably could have talked a little bit better about. But no, I think I agree. Like, I was just really angry, so my notes were just kind of all over the place. But yeah.
Sometimes you gotta vent your spleen.
We did agree we hated it.
All right, thank you. This is Adolf Kaboom still. I have another interview to do. Ryan Luis Rodriguez. Excuse me, could we get a word on how you feel about today's verdict?
I can't believe I tricked you mother bleepers into giving a gentleman's 5 a not guilty verdict. How the hell did that happen?
These freaking quislings over here. All right.
Jesus Christ, people.
You also hate
not
the
a good movie. I don't hate it. I hated it before. I hate it a lot less now, but I still don't like it. It's not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination.
Say it was. Said it wasn't bad. Gentleman's 5's not bad.
Oh God, I hate.
Yeah,
this
Gentleman's
area that
4
we've
and less.
out, but we can. That'll be a conversation for another day. Because as you all know, I am Adolf Kaboom, and it is time to go back to the studio for the post-trial analysis.
Do an elaborate dance sequence.
Kind of went into Belgium there for a little bit.
Maybe I am from Belgium. How do you know? Hey, get out of here, Adolf. My God, that guy's annoying as hell. I hope we never see him again.
Let's bring back Ben the Martian.
Ben the Martian.
I do miss Ben the Martian. But interesting case. This is a very divisive film. No matter what, half the people are going to disagree with us. No matter
I have
what we
softened
come
on
down
it,
on
though.
this.
And I do gotta say that was Ryan's best point. It's like it is generally trying to be inoffensive, at least, and I really appreciate that, especially nowadays.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet, except for what they do to Deb. She kind of gets the short end of the stick. If they could get that right, they'd be landing.
They do the same thing to Ellie Sheedy in the Breakfast Club, and nobody complains about that.
I'll start complaining about it. You want me to do? I'll complain. I'll complain about whatever you want, baby. If you give me something to complain about, I'll do it.
We should bring the Breakfast Club on trial.
So, Adam, what keeps you busy? What have you been up to lately?
Well, Kid is cool. Had one of those a year ago.
Like a little human. Okay.
Yeah, she's awesome, man. So that's kind of been like the forefront. Still doing the old pipe guy stuff. Still smoking the pipes over there on my podcast.
Let people know they're tobacco pipes.
Yes, tobacco pipe. I still, it's crazy enough. I tell like every new like boss I get or whatever. Like I have to explain. Yeah, like I do this like podcast thing and it's about pipes, and they're like, oh wait, like CV industrial, like PVC. Like I'm like, dude, what? But yeah, I really like the L shape on this one. But yeah, no, it's been going good, man. Like we dang, maybe I should
tell people the name of your show.
Yeah, the Get Piped podcast. And
Get Piped. That's what they say the whole time.
I've had we're on episode, I think we just recorded 211, 212, something like that. So yeah, so we've been doing it.
Just 89 behind us.
Hey, we're trying to catch up, man. I guess that would never happen if at the
You
rate
could
we
start
do.
doing bi-weekly episodes, and you would
People
get
have asked that. I'm like, you do not need. No one in the world needs that from me. But yeah, no, it's been going good. And then I do my YouTube channel, which I like to take a more cinematic and film approach to my YouTube videos. So if you go check out, if you check out Get Piped on YouTube, you won't find any Napoleon Dynamite-esque. Let's be honest, you might see some bad jokes in the beginning one. So maybe
maybe
that's
a pipe
another
out of a
argument.
trapper keeper or something.
No trapper keepers. But yeah, no, that's kind of what I've been up to, man. And when was the last time I was on the show? It was probably a
Last
year
Jedi.
ago.
It was like about a year ago, a little over.
Still hate you for that, by the way.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
Season premiere of, was that season 5 or 4?
It was. It was a premiere.
It was the season premiere. Yeah.
Season premiere, 300th episode.
I
Man, you're
know.
just like our go-to guy now.
Damn.
Hey,
Well, hopefully for next time I'll have, we got to get into like a Discord. You guys got a Discord, right? You gotta.
We just have
No.
Schlender on there answering questions.
Yeah, Dylan is on his own Discord. It's the Reels of Justice. He
I'm
talks
on
to
as a
himself.
person. I'm not in any adversarial capacity.
I need to, next time I'm ever on the show, if I'm ever invited back, I want to identify the film that I hate and you guys love, or I love and you guys hate, and then like it'll just be another bloodbath like the Star Wars one.
Let's do it.
Perfect.
You busy next week?
I'm pretty okay with Napoleon Dynamite too. I mean, so far you've picked a lot of movies with a lot of bad blood surrounding them.
I'm curious to see if you'll get feedback. Like if people be like, "No, you don't get it. This movie's so good, man." Like I'm curious.
Oh, we will.
Really?
We will.
We will.
They'll be wrong. but
They'll
we
be
will.
A lot of hate mail from an AJF. I'm not sure who.
Yeah, actually, if you would like to leave your thoughts on this verdict, you can actually text us by clicking the "What did you think on the verdict?" link, and you will send a free text message to the show. Just identify which episode it is, because the text won't tell us natively.
I agree.
And while you cannot send lewd photos, you are free to vividly
And we can't
describe
respond.
lewd photos to Schlender.
So
Also,
Ryan
in
can't cuss
text-
them out if they're like, I disagree or something?
No, so to the guy in
have-
Oklahoma who
you have to
texted
know.
us, your text got cut off like halfway through. I have a feeling you had a lot more to say. So if the guy from Oklahoma who had issue with our Godzilla verdict wants to send the rest of that in, please do. We'll read it on
If
the
you're
show.
still
Yeah, start like
listening
at
after how
250
mad
characters
you
and
got,
give us the rest of
thank
it.
you. We appreciate your passion.
And then Adam, so you've had not only did you make a movie yourself, when we had Nick on, your other half, to talk about Battle of the Briar. I know
Yeah.
that's a year old now. Congratulations on that. But
Thank you.
also came out with a brand new book which hasn't been promoted on this show yet.
Oh yeah, I do write books. Ish. It took a long time. So on our show, we do a lot of like short form stories, from poems to, I always say like the same three things: short stories, poems, and like kind of like what's another synonym for short story or a poem? Little reflections. Novella. Yeah. Like we do a lot of goofy stuff, but we also do some serious stuff. And over the course of the podcast, right, we'll be talking about. Here's a good example. We one of our series is like, we get a letter from Einstein or something, or
That'd be impressive.
what King Theoden or something, and he's asking me a question about pipes or something. And so
Landon
we
would know a lot about pipes.
he would. He would. And so we basically we compiled this collection of writings over the course of 4 years. And I had a listener reached out and was like, "Hey man, you should totally like make this into a book." And I was like, "Yeah, maybe one day." I literally thought I would be able to take the Napoleon Dynamite approach and just Control-C, Control-V into I don't know, makeabook.com. Not the case. We did get a publisher, and they really helped us format everything. And I had to go through everything and kind of. I bet if you buy the copy now on Amazon, Tales of Fire and Briar, that's what it's called, Tales of Fire and Briar: Reflections for the Modern Day Pipe Smoker, or Modern Pipe Smoker, yeah, something like that. If you find that, there's probably a couple errors in there, right? Like it was straight up written by me. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to do, and it's doing well. I actually just found out that like we were on like the top 100 of some mega niche category on Amazon, but I'll take it.
Books about pipes.
Yeah, I think we'd be one on that, but so
Wow.
Yeah.
Take that, other books about pipes.
What was the question Theoden asked? Just as a preview, a little.
So I think that I'd have to look at. I don't remember. That was one of our first ones. That was probably episode, I want to say 12. So probably 200 episodes ago. But Theoden was basically like the idea is that they
You
ask.
know how to cure mind control.
He's like, how do I get this old fucker out of my mind? But no, I
What
don't
you need
quite.
is old Toby.
You need old Toby. Finest leaf in the South Farthing. But yeah, we write it like in his voice, and
We need to get you on to do a Hobbit movie with me. Let's do it.
Oh my god! Oh, dude, what movies do you hate? Which of them do you hate or love?
Everyone hates
Well, the Tolkien movie, like his biopic, is pretty bad.
I did hear. Yeah.
And then the Battle of the Five Armies is probably the most divisive.
I will say that movie's
Not the anime.
No.
Oh no, the anime. Yeah, no,
I
we could do the
hate
anime.
I fucking hate that movie so much. Oh my God.
Let's talk. I could crush any kind of argument for Tolkien. So pro or against, I'm a huge fan, as they say.
Nice. Let's do it.
We always ask for recommendations from our guests for movies they think people should see. So, Adam, what is a movie you think people should see?
Yeah. So I'll close with this. If you guys want to see a film with actual substance, I'm going to recommend a film called Kedi. Now it's Kedi. Kedi is it's a 2016 Turkish documentary, so you got to read it with subtitles. Don't sue me there, but it's directed by a guy named something in Turkish, something Jiraiya Sudo or something. But it follows street
Isn't that
cats.
your middle name?
Yeah, that was a good one. All right, even though we used that joke 19 times, so I'm just crushing my argument.
Like
here.
Napoleon Dynamite. It gets
Like
money
Napoleon
on this
Dynamite. So it covers the street cats of Istanbul, and they just, if you're familiar, there's literally just tens of thousands of them everywhere you go. You'll find them, and the film focuses on several individual cats. I think there's like 6 or 7, and each have their own personality, and it's very beautifully filmed. It talks about their territory, their relationship to the people around them. And it's like a film that doesn't have a traditional plot. Like, I think that's like the one link I would argue to say like the Napoleon Dynamites of the world out there. But I mean, there's no narration, but you really get the feeling. There's a lot of feel here, a lot of good feeling. It's got that quiet kind of just pace about it. And I think Kedi just kind of gives you the opposite of what like Napoleon Dynamite lacks. Like, characters don't grow, characters don't change. Here you kind of feel hope, you feel worry, you smile. I freaking cried like a baby. And you feel sadness, and it's about how these people just take care of these cats. And it's a very, very beautiful film. So the film is Kedi. If you want to feel human again after watching Napoleon Dynamite, go check out the documentary Kedi. You can get on Amazon.
I want to feel human.
And
again.
those cats are always singing about memories and shit. God.
To me, they'll always be the cats of Constantinople.
There we go. Good man.
Very good, Schlenzo. 5 points to Schlenzo. Someone give it.
Hey, all right.
Ryan, what have you got for us?
My Reco Treco Hecko Bendation this week is a French film from 2025, Reflection in a Dead Diamond.
Oh.
According to Wikipedia, the plot is as follows, quote, John D., a retired spy in his 70s, residing in a luxurious hotel in the French Riviera, is fascinated by his new neighbor, who kindles his memories of the Riviera's vibrant days in the 1960s. When his neighbor vanishes without a trace, John is forced to confront his past demons, unquote. I won't lie, in watching this film, I got about 20% of what was happening at any given moment. All I know is that I got the style, because it borrows from 1960s and 1970s James Bond opening credit sequences and the Euro spy exploits of Italian master Mario Bava. Danger Diabolic is seemingly the key reference. If you've ever seen the series finale of Mystery Science Theater 3000, you'll get it immediately. It's a feast for the eyes, and when you've ingested an edible and you sink into your bed watching in a haze, it's transcendent. Reflection in a Dead Diamond is streaming exclusively on Shudder.
All right, I'm going to guess that his neighbor was never real and was the manifestation of his guilt, and he turns out he's crazy at the end.
No.
Damn, huh?
Oh, look, Dylan, you think you're so great with the way you can call your mysteries.
Yeah, Schlenzo, the way you can't guess plots of movies you haven't even seen.
I'll get there one day.
Big Ben, what have you got?
Continuing in my walk-emendations, a journey into some Chinese films that I've been wanting to get to, I give you Iron Monkey. Billed as Robin Hood in ancient China, I checked it out because I'm also watching a whole ton of Robin Hood films for no real particular reason at all.
Reason at
Um,
all.
no.
Okay.
I sort of get why someone would say that, and that the hero targets rich governmental bureaucrats to benefit a lower class, but there's a whole lot of differences beyond that. Robin Hood didn't really have a dual identity. He didn't work as a doctor, have help from a kid, nor was he friends with Donnie Yen, so it really feels different enough to me. I don't think people are wrong with that assessment, but it feels emphasized as kind of a way to lure Westerners in with something they might know. And speaking of, something felt way off in my watch through, so I scoured the Wikipedias, and I found out that it was brought to us and edited after the success of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon by Quentin Tarantino. He didn't edit it, he just produced it, but so it's modified because of that perception of American audiences at the time still needing to acquire their taste for wuxia. So 20 odd years later, it's really more of a crime because this Miramax cut is the one that's still the most available to us, but still absolutely worth a watch, as the two stars bring excellent kung fu to the screen. And if you're in the mood to have some comedy with your action, well, there's plenty of that mixed in as well.
Ben, two things.
Yeah. What am I wrong
First,
on?
the sequence on the poles is outstanding.
It is.
One of the best fight scenes ever.
Yeah.
And secondly, you can acquire for a reasonable price the Blu-ray of the original cut of Iron Monkey.
I'll have
I only
to...
know that because it's part of my collection, but I'll send you that link.
How different is it?
Christmas.
Does it feel a lot different?
It's not like huge different, but it is. It's like you ever see Hero?
Yeah.
Love Hero.
Little
Might be a
little
recommendation
changes here
scene.
and there that completely make for different. It's a different feeling movie. I'll say that, but it's not really that much. It's taken out. It's just kind of the tone has changed a little bit.
And if you had no idea what the differences were, why were you so upset about this Miramax cut being the only one available?
I didn't know what the differences were. I could just tell something.
And
was
how do you
off
know it's
about it.
bad?
Something felt off, like the musical cues and stuff. Like it's like this seems weird.
All right, Schlenzo.
But maybe the movie's weird. I'll have to see the unedited one to see.
Maybe it's just a weird movie. See and compare. Report back to us. Schlenzo.
Well, you know, Maynard, I'm not a complicated man. If I see a
Agreed.
movie cover that has Mel Gibson with a gun on it, I'm going to watch it. And that brings us to Hunting Season from 2025. And let me tell you, I really wish someone tightened the screws here because the premise is so achingly simple, but the writer struggles to pull it together. And again, this should be such a very simple plot. You basically have Mel Gibson being an old guy. He's got a young daughter. They need to take revenge on a drug cartel because their new friend was brutalized by said drug cartel. But does it deliver on the action? Kinda. Gibson is compelling, though not fully engaged. But the supporting cast had a standout in Jorge Molera. I don't know if I'm saying that right or if I'm just trying to be offensive at this point. It's just all a blur. He's a sadistic cartel boss. And Hunting Season, it's a hacker. But whereas a Bronson hacker is a T-bone steak, Hunting Season is beef tartare. Sure, it's still meat, but it won't fill you up. I have no idea where it's streaming, but I'm sure it's destined for Tubi. Support your local library.
Now I want beef tartare. Thanks, Schlenzo.
Beef
Where can I
tartare,
get beef
melee
tartare
on it?
at this
Hell yeah,
hour? You bastard.
Just gotta chop it up yourself, man.
I'm going to send us on home. My recommendation today actually follows another unlikely big shot, a character who achieves social prominence despite every obstacle in his way. It's 2007's Superbad. Two lifelong friends have to cope with their separation anxiety while trying to score during their last days of high school. I saw this movie repeatedly when it first came out. It was just one of those movies, a bit like Napoleon Dynamite or Super Troopers, that was just perfect to put on at parties. But I hadn't seen it for a long time, so what initially shocked me was the language of these high school-aged boys. It's been so long since I've been one, I forgot that this is how we talked, and obscenity every other word. Thankfully, Big Ben has since entered my life to help clean up my language a bit. Obviously, the breakout.
But then Adam came to bleep it out.
Yes, Adam, bleep it out. Obviously, the breakout character of this film is Christopher Mintz-Plassey's Fogel, a.k.a. McLovin, whose face still adorns the T-shirts of chillaxed Hot Topic shoppers to this day. But the police officers who take McLovin under their wing, played by the great Bill Hader and the less great Seth Rogen, also work really well together here. Maybe the perfect role and amount of screen time for Rogen. Of course, it's also the film debut of the lovely Emma Stone, who Ben can't say enough nice things about, whose career longevity is really commendable. This is nearly a 20-year-old movie, and she's still an A-list celebrity and looks as good now as she ever did. What's your secret, girl? Asparagus? I bet it's asparagus. It's high in skin protective nutrients. Michael Cera and Jonah Hill round out the cast as the two inseparable pals, and the friendship feels genuine enough to bring some actual pathos to what would otherwise be a typical teen comedy about getting drunk and getting laid. Not that this film is short on either, but it's just also about friendship. But also, it's about McLovin and doing donuts to Van Halen. Keep your eyes peeled for the 1970s Columbia Pictures logo at the top. Superbad is currently streaming on, I think, Hulu? Ryan, help me out here.
I believe you're right.
I believe that is right. Possibly.
Seems like a Hulu movie. I can't believe you actually recommended that, Maynard. I thought you were joking.
Why not? You don't like Superbad?
I've never seen it.
I'm just surprised you recommended it. That's all I'm saying.
I think
Don't read too much
McLovin
into
has a
it.
lot of
It's the
Napoleon
best of that bunch.
Dynamite kind of
What the heck
thing.
is that bunch even mean?
The
What are
Judd
movies in this
Apatow.
bunch?
The Judd Apatow kind of stuff.
The Judd
Yeah.
Apatow renaissance of
Right.
the early 2000s.
Yeah. I
Is
like
Forgetting Sarah
Pineapple
Marshall in that?
Express.
Because that's better
Yes,
than
I love that
Superbad.
movie.
Okay, so Forgetting Sarah Marshall's the best one then, not Superbad.
You're right.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
this is the
know.
second.
Oh, I actually showed Ryan.
All
We gotta
that-
end the show here,
I don't know.
Maynard.
You got all that dirty Russell Brand stuff on it. We'll have to do
No,
a
no,
Judd.
no, no,
We'll have to
no,
do an
Ryan already
Apatow.
agreed.
We'll have to do an Apatow.
Ryan
film.
already agreed. End the show.
No,
Wait,
I
before he
can't.
changes his mind.
All right,
Damn
we'll
it.
have to end the show with Ryan agreeing with Schlenzo. Too bad.
Yes.
That's all the time we have for her show, but we want to thank our guest, Adam J. Floyd, for joining us. Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you, guys. I had so much fun. I got to get better. I'm going to hit the books, and I will come back, and I will get the win.
You did great, but
Nice.
Ryan's ruthless. He's just
Okay.
he bites right into your jugular. But we're going to have you back, and we're going to think of some more J middle names for you while you're gone.
What does
And
the
we
J
hope
stand
everyone-
for? Why are you so secretive about that J?
It's probably just James. Shut up. But we hope everyone will join us as well as the Reels of Justice keep turning.
Count it.
Gentlemen's 5.
With a J.
Please follow us on Twitter at Reels of Justice, Instagram Reels of Justice, and Facebook.com/Reels of Justice.